Just a quick word of advice about today's video. If you're kind of squeamish with like the eye area and people like doing things to the eye, and I don't mean like pulling it around, basically. I'm going to tell you when things are going to come on screen, so don't worry about that. Then I would advise you watch this video with caution. As I said, I'll let you know when things are coming on screen, but we need to talk about, we don't need to, but we will, eye color changing, right? You might think, okay, it's fine. I once came across this profile called flack_new_color. It's the first worldwide clinic and training center for changing the color of people's eyes, right? They use this method, let me just read this off the screen because there's no way I'm going to be remember this. Keratopigmentation. Oh, that's actually not that hard. Where basically, what it seems like they are mixing up this paint in this little tub and then injecting that into the color part of your eye, the iris. Now, this sounds like kind of like, oh my God, amazing. People love to kind of change up their eye color, right? Contact lenses, all that kind of stuff. When I was younger, I always used to like pop in like, I still do like a lighter brown, be a whole new person. No, just to make my eyes a bit brighter. So what I want to do, today, I want to show you some befores and afters and also talk about, you know, this process in general, because playing around, messing around with your eyes is no, you know, it shouldn't be taken lightly. And in my opinion, looking at the kind of like complications shouldn't really be taken into consideration. But let's okay. So as I mentioned, they're a place that will change the color of your eyes, but they also do the training, right? So they have a Flack Academy, which says at the top, eye color change. And it is the first place that does this, right? The first place that trains in it. It's kind of a bit concerning because it's just people holding certificates on it. I hope it's not the whole situation of like, you know, when people just go and learn how to inject filler in a lip, even though they've never had experience with needles, you know? You do a day's training, you get a certificate. Oh no, it does say you have to be an ophthalmologist. So that's fine. Anyway, the cost of training for this is 4,999 euros, which is just the observation. So you're just watching it happen, which I think maybe you should probably practice doing the thing, right? If you're going to inject people in the eyes. I certainly would want practice before I did it. You can do 9,999 euros, which is a full training plus observation, or you can do the 14,000 version, which is set and training. So I guess you have the full training, observation, but you also get the equipment, right? Now, this is by no means like a completely new thing. For vanity reasons, cosmetic reasons, yes. But people use this method, right? For when people have like abnormalities in the eyes, or perhaps they have something that's wrong with their eyes where the iris completely disappears or it's not there, they can make you one. Okay, so I just want you to go through these before and afters with me because honestly, I think it looks terrible. It looks awful. Like I've seen contact lenses that look more real than these results. And these are permanent results that someone has injected into your eyes, and it's potentially dangerous, and I'll get onto that later. Okay, so let's actually start with the one that kind of maybe looks the realest, right? They've gone from these brown eyes, which are kind of my color, which I think look absolutely fine, to these kind of greeny, hazily gray, kind of greeny yellow eye colors. Now, the one thing that kind of like troubles me with this like injection thing, the pattern, all that kind of stuff, is you'll notice that everyone kind of gets a very similar thing, right? They have this dark circle around the edge, and then they have this like weird outer circle here, which I think is trying to make it look real, but it kind of just ends up looking like this really weird kind of creepy spiral. She seems happy, that's all that matters. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit with the lighter colors, right? And I just want to say this as well before we get into this. There are people of all kinds of races with all kinds of eye colors. However, I don't think these eye colors look real enough, as in the physical color they've mixed up, to be like, yes, that's a natural eye color for anyone, right? Can you see what I mean by that? Like spiral round. And it looks like, see the darker here and then it's thicker darker here. It's like someone's put in a colored contact and it's slipped slightly and it's just stayed there. It just doesn't look, that doesn't look real to me. And you can see these like circles. It looks like, you know, how you can tell how old a tree is, that rings. It just doesn't look real in any way to me. So we have before, this lady has quite huge like irises. Is she wearing contacts? She's wearing contacts there. She's wearing color contact. You can see. And then she's gone for this blue. Some of the blues they make are like the color blue. You know what I mean? It's not like a gray blue, or it looks like primary blue, baby blue. Like it needs some element of realness to it, because this looks like, again, a fake contact, and it has that weird spiral shape. I know they're trying to make it look real, but never have I looked at someone's eye color and been like, oh yeah, the spirals. And it's kind of like one flat color the whole way across, right? When we look at colors in the eyes, it varies from the outside going in. It's one flat color. I think it looks awful. I'm so sorry, my friends. Now this looks shit. Sorry to this man. A very decent looking guy with a great eye color then does this? These look like Halloween dress-up eyes. They're creepy. Again, this one outer circle followed by a few more inner circles. The flat color going the whole way across. No one's eye is one flat color. Let me look at my eyes. Like on mine, it's a bit light on the outside. Oh God, I can't. Don't study your eyes. It's a really surreal thing knowing that there's that texture in your eyes. Oh. Okay, awful, actually. I really don't like it. Again, another good looking, like, guy. Now with these on here, I'm sorry. It just looks so terrible. And a lighter eye color would definitely suit him. Here's the deal, right? Coming from a beauty background, when you think of color, I'm talking flat out color, because this isn't a variation in color at all. It's the same color the whole way across. You then have to incorporate hair color. What hair color looks good with this shade? You know, all this kind of stuff. So this blue kind of does actually look okay on him, because he has that whiter, grayer kind of hair and beard. It looks decent. It's just the way it's done is awful. Sorry, apologies to this individual. You look like one of those robots from that film or that TV series, you know, when they were robots. Cyborg cosplay. These are almost neon. I've never seen neon baby blue like that in my life, but that is, with that light on it, is too much. It just doesn't, yeah, it is. Let's watch some videos about how this process is done. Warning, there's a lot of like lifting up eyelids and things like that, but you're not gonna see any eye slicing or anything like that. So this is, she changed the color of her eyes, and it has a flack by new color there. Please play. Oh, there we go. This is her before. Lovely, looks great. Okay, so this is what concerns me. They are quite literally hand mixing the color into this paint pot, like tattoo paint pots. Artists, right? Tell me, you are painting someone's eyes. Ignore light reflection. Don't count in light reflection, like reflections of light, sorry. You are not going to go in and do one flat color, right? You're going to have a deeper shade of that color. You're going to have a lighter shade of that color. You're going to have that mid-tone. You're going to shade it up a little bit. They are mixing this one flat color. That's a nice color though. And then this is what's going to be put into the eye. Sahara eyes. Does look good. It does look good on her, to be fair. And she's happy. Okay. This is someone who has come from London to change the color of her eyes, right? Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to put it on this side of me. If you are quite squirmy with eyes, I'm just cover that side of the screen with your hand, and I'm going to annotate what's going on throughout it. But if you don't mind, the only thing you're going to see is a machine getting very close to the eye, but also the eye is being pulled open with like eye pliers. Okay, so this person has this machine lowering down very close to the iris, right? Almost where it's going to cup it. This machine kind of scans the iris. I don't know why. I think maybe it's looking for a pattern, but it seems they always go with the same pattern. She's ready. She's wearing scrubs. She looks great. The doctors, ophthalmologists are all looking, ophthalmologists or ophthalmologists. They're looking at the pattern of her eyes. They're using a laser to, I think, scan. Okay, now you can look now. You can look now. She has these bright blue eyes. She likes them. I I just feel like, I mean, at least pay for some branded mirrors instead of a sticker. She's happy and I'm happy. And you know what, again, the color does actually look quite nice on her. It's just that flat color. Okay, these are wild, okay. Francesco Chiafolo, oh, I'm sorry. Chiafalos in eye color change in blue. So this guy is ready to go. I don't know who he is. I don't know if it's a celebrity, but they're making a big deal out of him. Okay, so just look at this, sorry. This is the blue color, this flat blue color they are now going to inject into his eyes. Cover the side of the screen if you don't want to see this. They are going to show how the color gets into the iris now. So they are quite literally with a needle injecting into the eyes. This is one side done and this is the other side done. You can look at the screen now. Again, no. Again, no, I'm sorry. It's just too blue. He seems happy. He obviously gets like quite a bit of work done. His lips are done and stuff, which is fine. But I feel like maybe he likes to experiment with things, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, but his eyes look like they're in pain. The man can't open his eyes and maybe they are a bit sensitive. He can't open his eyes. Okay, and then they try to sell it as like an extension of your tattoos. It's like you tattoo your arms. Why not get a needle shoved into your eye? Keropigmentation is the extension of a dermal tattoo. And it shows this lady's tattoos up her arms and then to that kind of like horrible, I'm sorry, they look like contacts. Just wear a contact. You can get ones that last a year. That looks terrible. Also, how do they incorporate dilation of the eye into that? It looks awful. It looks like something is on top of the eye. It doesn't look real. If I was going to have somebody inject color into my eye, I would want it to look decent. Now I'm sure you're thinking, like I was, I'm like, surely injecting this almost like paint, what looks like paint into the eye is not a thing, right? It can't be that safe. Found this article, right? The American Academy of oh my God, I can't say it. Ophthalmology issues warning on the dangers of eye color changing procedures. Now, one of them is an iris implant, which is literally where they almost take what is like I think it's a silicone, almost like contact lens, but they put it underneath your eye. They like slice it. And with that, you can have like reduced vision, blindness, light sensitivity, elevated pressure inside the eye that can lead to glaucoma. And then we have keropigmentation, keratopigmentation. I always said it wrong every single time, which is the injecting this color into your eye, right? Also referred to as eye tattooing, is surgery performed on the cornea itself. The natural cornea is crystal clear and shows the color of the iris underneath. Keratopigmentation involves using a needle or a laser to create space in the cornea itself into which a color pigment is injected permanently, changing the cornea from a clear, opaque, and covering over the natural iris color inside. Okay, so you're literally covering that color by injecting color into that like domed part that goes on top of the color part of your eye. That sounds horrific. Possible risks include damage to the cornea that can lead to cloudiness, warpage, fluid leakage, and vision loss. Light sensitivity is another one. Reaction to the dye, which can cause inflammation or blood vessel growth. To the cornea, bacterial or fungal infection, which can produce corneal scarring and vision loss. Uneven distribution of the dye. It's not just going to sit there, it could move. Leakage to the dye into the eye. Color fading due to the dye moving or leaking into the eyes. That's so insane. Don't think that these issues carry no risk. No surgery is risk-free. With purely cosmetic surgeries on the eye, it's just not worth the risk when it comes to your good vision. That's crazy to me. It's absolutely insane to me that people are risking their vision for this. Listen, I really wanted to find out how much this cost. It's early. It's so early. I'm so sorry. So I went to clicked the link on their website, right? Nothing about cost. It's one of those things where you have to fill out the form. Someone calls you and go from there, which always kind of gives me red flags because you can at least say, oh, it starts from this price. You know what I mean? But no, so that it's a very secretive operation there. Is this something you would consider? I just think it's horrific. I don't know why anyone would do that to themselves. There's a difference between injecting Botox into your face, right? Which fades over time. There's a difference between having filler, which is made from hyaluronic acid, which can be dissolved. Yes, some complications happen, but it can be dissolved and taken away. Then injecting something into your eyes, you only have one of these eyes each, and potentially causing blindness to your good vision is insane to me. That is absolutely crazy. All right, let me know your opinions down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.